I'm Senator Bob Huff with my Capitol comment for the week of March 24th, 2014. This past week has brought up yet another dark chapter in the Capitol's history with the arrest of Senator Leland Yee by the FBI related to corruption charges. The sheer magnitude and outrageous nature detailed in the 127-page indictment are not only incredible, meaning difficult to believe, but make us all wonder who was the Senator Yee we have worked alongside all these years. It is clear there were two Senator Yees. The one we knew, who was affable with a good sense of humor and a slap on the back while passing, and the seemingly alter ego known as Uncle Leland, who was charged with gun running, taking bribes, and political corruption. Sadly, this is on the heels of a previous FBI raid and subsequent arrest of Senator Ron Calderon on corruption charges, as well as Senator Rod Wright being found guilty on 8 felony counts related to living outside his district. As you may recall, there is no provision in the Constitution for the Senate to suspend a member without pay. There is either expulsion by 2/3 vote of the body, or a member can be recalled by his or her voters, a very lengthy process. Several of our Senate Republicans drafted and introduced on the floor a resolution to expel Senator Wright, but that bill was sent to Rules Committee, where it is dying a slow death. I previously drafted and introduced on the floor of the Senate 2 resolutions to suspend Senators Wright and Calderon, a lesser penalty and arguably the minimum action the Senate should take, only to suffer the same fate of having them pitched over to the Rules Committee to never be heard from again. After Senator Yee's arrest earlier this week, I drafted a 3rd resolution calling for his suspension. Fortunately, the sheer magnitude of 3 separate incidents prompted Senate Pro Tem Steinberg to draft and introduce his own resolution, which resulted in the suspension of Senators Calderon, Wright, and Yee, quote, until all criminal proceedings currently pending against them have been dismissed, end quote. I have been asked if this behavior is systemic to the institution, that it goes with the territory, but I don't believe it does. While it is very troublesome that we have 3 separate senators in 1 year convicted of charges with various felonies, most of us are honest, hardworking citizens truly honored to represent our districts. It is clear that we need to have more tools to work with when dealing with members charged with ethical, moral, or legal issues, including suspension without pay, but perhaps these recent incidents will help remind all of us that not only is it an honor to be elected to the state Senate, but there is also a very high standard of trust that must be maintained to protect the integrity of the office and institution. I'm Senator Bob Huff. Thanks for joining me for my Capitol comment.